So I finished the talk series today on accountability, which we've been talking about all month. How are we accountable in our lives? And to what are we accountable? So this final talk is about aligning our values and our actions. And how do we align our values and our actions? What does that look like for each of us? For some people, they say that they value peace. Others value integrity. Some people will say family time or their spiritual path. Many people value relationships. How do you live your life? And is what you're valuing in life really showing up in how you live? Emerson had a quote that said, "What you do speaks so loudly, I can't hear what you say." Now to me, that says that oftentimes people will give lip service to something they value, but it's not really what's showing up in their lives. So are we really walking our talk, so to speak? How does that show up for you? I think self-inquiry is always a good place to start. Looking within and seeing how are we responding to the Spirit that is within each of us. I want to suggest that there's two ways we can look to see if our values are aligning with how we're living our lives. The first is to look at your calendar, and the second is to look at your checkbook. Now you might think that's a little odd, but your calendar, when you look to see what takes time in your life, what you have scheduled on your calendar, that's going to show you what you value. Because what you value is where you're going to put your time, right? If it's something that doesn't resonate with you, you're going to let that pass away. You're just going to put that to the side. Yes, it might take some time, a few days, an hour here or there, but you're not going to give it all of your life and all of your energy. And your checkbook, what do you spend your money on? It's a great way to see what do we value. Now here's something that's cute, I find. Some people say, I value my health. But when you look at their checkbook, yes, they paid for their gym membership, but their action shows that they never go to the gym. So you have to align those things if it's going to work for you. If you truly value that, you align what you're doing with what you're saying. Do you understand that? Does it make some sense? A lot of people say they value family time, but when you look at their calendar, the only thing on there are work deadlines, are things for your employment obligations, and there's nothing to spend time with your family. There's no time carved out to be in communion with your family, to have a vacation. Do you schedule vacations so that you can have time not only for you to relax, but for your family, to have special time with you that you don't have in your normal, quote-unquote, work day? It will show you what you value. Other people will say that they value peace, and peace is wonderful. But what are you doing to cultivate peace in your life? Are you participating in a peace meditation? Are you praying for peace? Are you contemplating peace and how you can create more peace in your life? Is your action aligning with that value? It's something good for us to think about, right? How do we show up? And what are we doing? Some other people will say that they value health. Yes, I value my health. Well, let me tell you, if you lose your health, you're going to value your health, because it certainly puts a whole different perspective on your life. But some will say, I value health, but then they're not taking care of their physical body. So what does taking care of your physical body look like? It could be that you are eating good food, getting good nutrition, moving, getting some exercise. I think those are important things for us to really take care of our bodies. Are you a person that really plans your meals and what you're going to eat and are conscious of that? Or do you just grab the junk food that's the easy thing to grab on the way as you move through your busy life? If you're doing the junk food and the easy thing, it may be that you don't really value your health. Now, I will step aside here and tell you, I have stepped on my toes a lot when I was preparing this talk. So I'm thinking, oh my, what am I doing? So, you know, ministers, when they write their talks, really are writing them for themselves. I just want you to know. So I'm admonishing myself here as much as I'm trying to help you create that awareness of what's going on. Or I could do that, you know, do as I tell you, not as I do. But trying to be mindful of what we're doing and what do we value. It's the principle of we have this life. And are we going to express more life, or are we going to limit ourselves here? And it's really up to us what we're going to do. Another thing I have found, I know it, and I have been told this, is that it's important for your health, especially in this climate, to stay well hydrated. So are you drinking water? I'm sorry, beer, alcohol doesn't count. You have to have some water. When I first came here, shortly after I arrived, I had one of the members here that gave me a little care package. And in the care package was a water bottle. This has been invaluable to me because I carry it with me a lot and I really miss it when I don't take it with me, so that I can have water and stay hydrated. That care package also had a protein bar so I could go hiking and have some protein. And it had sunscreen because you know what? I may have come from the sunshine state, but you have a lot more sunshine here and it's a lot more intense. So it was a great care package, and what that showed to me was that this person really valued health and valued being active. And underlying, they valued me and they wanted me to be healthy. And so I appreciated that. What are we doing in our lives, and how do our actions show what it is that we value? Another part of our health is our mental health. So what do we do for our mental health? Do you take time to relax? Or are you one of these people that goes, and sees how much time you can, how little time you can sleep and still get by? That can hit home with me. I can always think, you know, if I can just get these emails done tonight, I won't have to do them tomorrow. And then all of a sudden it's 12:30 or 1 o'clock. And I found that many of you get up very early here. That doesn't work well for me. But I hear it when they say, I was just getting ready to get up when your email came through. And I say, hey, I was just getting ready to go to bed. But we have to have that balance of activity and of relaxation in order for us to be healthy. And so taking time to relax. When was the last time you had a vacation? A real vacation? When was the last time you spent some time just sitting and being quiet? Enjoying nature? Now I feel a little better because we went with some friends yesterday and they took us up to Evergreen and we got to see this beautiful Colorado mountainside and all the gloriousness of it. And so I felt like I had planned all week for this trip and to be away. And it was wonderful to be able to do that. So I don't have to feel too guilty about asking you. Do you schedule some time to be away, to relax, to get out of that normal routine? Because it's important. And then to relieve yourself with rest. To be able to take a nap, maybe. Or get a good night's sleep. Some people say they value relationships. Do you value your spouse? What about your friends? What about your relationship with Spirit? Are those values you have in your life? It's important, if you have a spouse, that you spend some time there with that person. Have a date night. For me, Tom and I love to go out to breakfast, so we have a date breakfast rather than a date night. He doesn't know I call it that, but I do. He does now. When we got married, in our wedding ceremony, we had a rose ceremony where we exchanged yellow roses. And so the minister said, the yellow rose is a symbol of friendship, and had us exchange roses with one another. And that exchange was the first gift we gave to each other as a married couple. And that was our friendship. And that's what builds the relationship. And the minister went on to encourage us that whenever we had a disagreement, that we would have a special place in our home, that we could bring a yellow rose or several yellow roses and put them in this special place. And it would be a reminder to both of us that we have a friendship to build our relationship on, and to show that we support that other person. And that's been very special to me, especially on our first anniversary when I got yellow roses delivered because we were on a cruise, and I had 2 yellow roses delivered to the cruise cabin, and he said, "Oh, what's this for?" Do you not remember? He won't forget, let me tell you. But it's a way that we show each other that we value one another and we value that relationship. And so find ways that you can show people that are important in your life that you value them. It doesn't have to be anything big. Valuing somebody's friendship, to me, is a lot more than just a like on their Facebook post. And I know that's what a lot of people think. Well, let me just like your Facebook post and then I won't have to worry about anything else. There is a book called The Art of Being, written by Dennis Merritt Jones. And he says in the book, the universe does not hear words. It senses our feelings and the intention behind the words, and says yes to our intentions. What kind of intentions are you having in life? For your relationships, for yourself? He says, therefore, if our intentions are dishonorable or simply cloudy and confused, it has to show up in the body of our relationships. To be impeccable with our word is to bring our spoken word and our unspoken intention into alignment, so that the inner thought and the outer action are the same. Are we in alignment? He says, when this happens, we find ourselves living in with true spiritual integrity, actually integrating the awareness of God's presence into not just our words, but our intentions and our actions as well. Are you integrating everything into your words as well as your intentions? Do you mean good for people and for the relationships? What about your relationship with Spirit? Do you take time to meditate to pray? I know you're praying when a crisis happens, but do you pray at other times? Because Spirit is always there listening. Spiritual mind treatment, or affirmative prayer, whatever we would like to call it, is a spiritual practice that we can do to show our value, that we value our relationship with Spirit. Meditation, spiritual readings, listening to uplifting music are all ways that we keep ourselves aligned and centered with God. And as we do that, we show what we're valuing in life. And as we value that relationship with God, we find that we can have more peace in our life, more joy in our life, because that's where we're focused on. That's what we're looking at. And I want you to know I'm not here to judge you. I'm not here to judge your relationships or what you're doing, because we each have a free choice, free will to decide how do we want to live and what do we want to value. And you know, each one of us values different things because we are so diverse, and the ways that we live our lives are different. And it's good and very good. When we're coming from that pure intention of living our truth, of being true to what we feel we're called to do. And then as we do that, we find that we can share more joy and more peace and more excitement with the world. Michael Beckwith, some of you have probably heard of, Reverend Dr. Michael Beckwith from Agape, says, "There is one power, one presence, everywhere present." Sounds like something I would say, recognizing God is everywhere. When you consciously align yourself with the one life that is humbly and joyously running through the universe, then you realize that you are never walking alone, that you are never serving alone. So Spirit is always there with you. Wherever you go in the universe, Spirit is always there. And he says, you are moving through you're moving through your life in league with the infinite. How about that? The infinite is being your partner in life. Cosmic awareness kicks in, and you move through society as an agent of transformation in the revolution of values. Are you willing to look at what you value in life to see if you need to be that agent of transformation in the revolution of values? You see, the great thing about our lives is that we're not bound by the past. We can let that stuff go. We don't have to drag that with us. Woohoo! We're new today. This is a brand new day, and what counts is what we do today and moving forward from here. So we can let go of mistakes in the past, of things that we didn't do quite right. We don't have to beat ourselves up with, gosh, that could have been, I could have done that a whole lot better. Or why in the world did I do that or think that? Let that go. What are you going to value today? And how are you going to show that through your life and your living? That's what Spirit wants to do. It wants to light you up, to give you your passions in life. I want to sum up this talk about being accountable and aligning our values and actions with a quote from Ernest Holmes. You knew I'd have one, didn't you? From the book, Living the Science of Mind, on page 172, Ernest says, at the center of our being, there is a divine person, a unique incarnation of God. He's talking about you. You're a divine person, a unique incarnation of God. This is the source of all real inspiration. Here and here alone, at the center of our being, is the real creative power. I've told you before, we're all powerful, creative, spiritual beings. The question is whether you're living from this center, or whether you're thinking of ourselves as detached, separated, divided, alone, and inadequate. How do you view yourself? Do you recognize Spirit in your core, at the center of your being, waiting to come and be expressed? Or are you separating yourself from God? Do you see yourself as separate and alone, lacking something? Because we don't lack anything. We have all we need because Spirit is our unlimited supply, and it's at the core of each of our beings. Ernest says we have direct access to the infinite presence, the universal person. There could be no more beautiful thought than that the divine Spirit itself, infinite as it is also within us. Think about that. Spirit, divine, infinite as it is also within us. And we recognize that. We find that power, that's ready to move us into a really wonderful, expansive life. And that's where I want to live. That's what I want my values and my actions aligned with. And I hope that you'll find some inspiration in that as well. Let us pray. There is one power, one presence, and I know that it is within each one of us. It is at the very core of our being, and it's waiting to be expressed, for us to allow it to come forth, to create the life that we want to live. It's a different life for each one of us, and I know that there is such diversity in values, in experiences, and in life. And so we bless that diversity. We honor that in one another. And as we move through our lives, we speak our truth, we live our truth, and we encourage others to do the same. And we honor the differences, and we honor that the same Spirit is within each one of us. For that truth, I am grateful. I see the divine in each one I meet every day. And I honor that divine. I release this word into the universe knowing that it goes forth, saying yes, and allowing me to see, as I have intended, Spirit everywhere. And together we say, and so it is.